Good morning, it's 10 o'clock. It's time to start our next webinar, which will be the new uh, topic about building structure and news that still appear in our new version. My name is Rafał Kowalczyk, and today I will have the pleasure to conduct a webinar with you, which will concern design aspects regard preparation of correct building structure, which will be the base for performing the building thermal calculations in InstalSystem 5. Today, I will try to present the most important aspects related to subject of our webinar and answer your question at the end of the meeting. Today's webinar will present the creation of full building structure. I will present automatic solution in version 5.2. During today's meeting, we will also define our design goals and the path for creating a project prepared for design and installation, as well as for building thermal calculations. Today's material will be in basic level. I'd like to show the possibilities in version 5 and this revolution or maybe evolution in this area, which perfectly help and automates the entire design process. After this short introduction, I'd like to invite you to our YouTube channel. All the materials that we've had the pleasure of make with you are on the YouTube platform in the webinar sections. If there is someone that haven't subscribed our channel, I think that it's time to do it. And the number is slowly but it's growing, and you can see that our materials are getting more and more interest in design world. Currently, we have the less present time, which caused that most of activities now transferred to network. This form of materials can be a great opportunity to improve knowledge about program, mainly the first webinar about general presentation of a new software package on our channel, which was provided by my good colleague, expert Marcin Krzyżanowski. Also, if you have partners who'd like to learn about our program, our support team is ready for you. We are waiting to your experience and reviews in working with our program. By the way, it's worth to inform that due to the current situation, we are still active in a full online training. You can meet with us and order this form of work session. Of course, follow our website where you find information about future webinars, and through our website you'll have opportunity to download our program. Also under this button on the main page is the full price list of our software. If there are someone interested, please check this one. InstalSystem 5 now is currently in 24 languages. You can, of course, follow our Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter, of course. Important aspect of getting started with our program is the extensive use of our InstalSystem 5 help online, which we call just help system. And there is a very wide knowledge of our modules. It's tens of articles prepared in the most popular languages, which are detailed instruction. Maybe I open this one, preparation of building structure. which contain description, photos, and video from the program. If there are any technical problems, please report them by chat window. Most often is caused by a browser or admin rights. We use Google Chrome and Firefox here, and we know that there should be no technical problem with that. Okay, maybe I open this one. Okay, going slowly to the topic of today's meeting, what we'll talk in detail today. Topic of our meeting is InstalSystem 5 preparation of building structure. When I will show you your project path, I talk about new features that released in version 18. We will be working on this version of our software today. It's worth knowing what other news has been released by version 18. There are a lot of these changes that come with version 18, which I invite you to follow in this place. You can find in help system release notes InstalSystem 5. The most important change is the, for example, 64-bit architecture of our software, automatic schematic view of water supply system, improvements in building structure, and a new interface for building heat calculation. Okay, we come back to the plan. At the beginning of today's webinar, we focused on these aspects about building structure because these questions from your side are simply the most, and they bring the most difficulties when you design in our program. Today's webinar plan is first building structure in InstalSystem 5, explanation of the concept and basic elements creating building structure. Then the next point will be the required detail of the building structure depending on the design goal with the presentation of design path and selected tools. First point, simplified building structure with required heat load specified manually or based on heat loss coefficient for design of the heating installation. And the second point, complete building structure for detailed heat load calculation. The finish will be question and answer. And all right, I think that you are relaxed and rested, and we can start our adventure with InstalSystem 5. Okay. First of all, the first important thing is that our program consists of two elements. This is a manager and editor that we will be working on today. The editor is the place where we make this project. You can have several editors open at the same time, and it can be completely different projects. In my case, I have several of them open, or to save some of our time today and show you the solution in our program. Our application is an application containing many modules, and you can switch the active modules in the general data window. Here I recommend to switch individual project scope depending on what stage of the project we are and what kind of project we are currently designing. Today we will work mainly on the thermal calculation of building, and this is also associated with some kind of different interface needed only for this stage of the project. Here I take the information by to the fact that the next stage of the project, such as, for example, heating system or cooling systems, can be easily turned off and on by check this checkbox. Okay. A big change to the previous generation of our software is that it's a three-dimensional application. Everything we do on 2D is visible on 3D. This is our 2D interface. It's completely different from what you know from the previous version of the software, but over time you we'll see that it's much more transparent and ergonomic. I won't focus exactly on the entire interface, more on the aspects that we will need then when creating today's project. The application itself is made of windows. You can freely switch between them and arrange your windows. For today purposes, we basically have two ranges that interest us. It's underlay and construction. Okay. Okay, I go to the general data. To the first one, stories management. Stories management is the first and the most important stage in creating a building structure. This is this place. And then the second window, the room data, in this way it's organized. Here you can choose ways to calculate the heat load, which I will talk about in a moment. Okay. Okay. We come back to the stories management. Here we define the number of stories, the arrangement and the data for individual levels in the data table on the right. Entering ordinates can be done in two ways. You can directly enter ordinates for level for example, in this field. And second, you can also define components of stories. For example, the height of the stories and the thickness of the individual slab. Based on today's underlay, I've already defined three levels which have the appropriate data. Another important aspect, room data and switching, depending on what our design goals are. So calculation according to coefficient and what interests us, calculation according to standard and associated with this full building structure. Here at this point we decide on the basic aspect of what this project is for us. If we want to make a project based on coefficient, then the building structure generally does not have to be calculated. This is due to the fact that some projects, these values for terminals don't have to be calculated and even can be entered. In this situation, we talk about the room layout. Okay. In this situation, we do not need horizontal and vertical partitions. The room layout is only rooms with the value from the coefficient or entered value. So in this situation, we need basically only underlay and the rooms. Okay. However, the full building structure is all these elements like stories, rooms, horizontal, vertical partitions, sub-partitions, building units, windows, doors, opening in the slab or wall. And it's important that full building structure in our program must be calculated. This is the main difference. Today, I will try to show you the whole spectrum of possibilities in this area of creating the full building structure. Today, you will see the revolution in version 5 and the ability to reproduce what the architect has prepared for us, despite the fact that our program is not an architectural program, but it's used to make a heat load calculation. I've also prepared some projects so that you can see this number of possibilities. Okay, I go to the 2D editor. I don't want to go by full path. I put the right number of stories and I put the same underlay. This is underlay in DWG format. In practice, this underlay should be loaded using this button and scaled by using the data table by this field, for example, or the scale button. Now I hide this underlay with the visible underlay area. I'm on the basement, so I click on this one in this way. And the second, I put a reference point on each level on the right place. Okay. Okay, the last one. Okay, I come back to the basement, and that's my floor. Now we move to the next range. Please note that my toolbar has changed. In version 18, we've set icons according to our recommended usage path. The most consuming stage at the moment is actually inserting rooms. It requires our manual work. We click on this icon. Okay. But we have also improved the possibility of inserting rooms diagonally. Okay. By this way. Using the F3 key is called the same function. Okay. After drawing these rooms, I can choose a different path for set the heat calculation of the rooms. So maybe this one. In data table, I can enter the value by the user or calculate by coefficient. The program automatically calculates the requirement based on this coefficient for heat and cold, and for this choice, calculations are not required. Look at this. However, we will calculate using a calculation according to standard. Okay. After the first drawing of the rooms, we should make the first verification, make a 3D verification if these rooms does not overlap. Okay, I recommend turning on the edges because then everything is visible. And if the design goal is to calc by coefficient, is basically everything about the structure of the building. Just draw the rooms. I will now only quickly add the remaining rooms on the other floors. Okay, so I go to the ground and the room, the first one, F3 bottom, call the same function. Okay, it's a different shape, so I need to go around. Please see how fast it goes. I think it's very simply and quick. Okay, so I insert the rooms and the last first for in my project, the same function. Okay, the last two. Okay, such a single family house is about a minute. I go to the 3D view. Okay, and these relationships through the reference point are correct. And this is all if we do not have to calc building structures according to standard. Okay. However, we will now use these rooms to our project and make possibility of creating partitions. Here you will meet some news in version 5, so let me discuss them in more detail to make it understandable for you. I switch the project for a moment for this one. Okay. And the first one. What you see in the aquamarine, maybe celadine, I don't know what's the English name, color in 3D and it's orange in 2D is the attribute of manual room with the possibility of changing the shape of this room. It cannot itself be used directly to calculate the heat load. I'm informing you now about what the program presents to us. We already have it on our project. These rooms should be used to create partition. And then the result of this horizontal and vertical partition will be an automatic room. Okay. This room is blue, both on 2D and 3D. Here it should be noted that it's the result of the surrounding partitions and we will receive automatic room. That's one. Okay. There is another attribute of creating automatic building structure, the building contour in purple. This is an element of automation. This is important for you because it may be such situation that you will have a mix of manual and automatic rooms. Today, we will also receive that rooms multi-story room. This is a manual room, okay, from 0 to 2, and an automatic rooms. Okay, look at this. We will do this through holes in the wall and holes in the slab. Okay, this is the whole scope that you will meet within the rooms in InstalSystem 5. Okay, we come back to the project. So we now go to the basement, and we began the construction of full building structure. We will make a situation that program automatically generates slabs between levels and walls. In this case, we use building contour on each level and just make contour of this building. Okay. Okay, the last one. If the levels, look at this. If the levels has identical contour, I can change the position of this building contour. Okay, to 0. Okay. Then I insert the building contour for the last floor. So I go to last level. Just make this by. Okay. And now I use our grade function, which we call automatic walls and slabs. The icon is in this place. The effect of using this function is quick, also for very large buildings. So look at this effect. And now we have all the walls and slabs. At this stage, I can do for the first time a building structure calculation to check the entire building. So I come back to the 2D editors. You see that I have the walls. So maybe this one. Okay. And now I do for the first time building structure calculation. Okay. Look at this. The most common message that you will now meet is the message there are rooms in the project that have not been generated automatically. When I now we turn off the walls in the 3D view, okay, it's now easy to see which rooms are manual and automatic. I remind that manual rooms cannot be used for heat load calculations. Diagnostic inform us of this and send us tips. There are also other diagnostic messages which I will talk about in a moment. Okay, why did this happen? Because the room is not closed. We must remember that function automatic walls and slabs do not form the roof element. Okay? I'm on the top floor and insert the roof element using the icon. Okay? And I also put the roof element above my garage. Okay, now by building structural calculation, I have no diagnostic messages and all rooms are automatic. Okay, it can be used for building thermal calculation. Okay, and now we will try to make this project more attractive. We will do it and I show you what possibilities we have in this aspect in our program. Okay, so the first one, I can switch. Okay, The first thing are partition. Here I show basic possibilities. We can, for example, turn off and on the wall in the 3D view. We can move the bottom or top edge of partition. Okay, it can be also arc. We also insert the wall using this icon. Okay, and the wall have also has important attributes for its modification. For example, this icon, it's beginning. I think we'll discuss at another webinar what exactly this meaning. This and this, it's attachment point. I note here that the walls in InstalSystem 5 do not have to be connected to each other by the center axis of the wall. This hot point decides, for example, where the increase will be when I change the thickness of this wall. Okay, for example, 40. It goes to the opposite side. Okay, the way it's positioned, it's this button. The hot point, decides where this wall will be reflected in the mirror. Okay, look at this. Yeah, when you change the hot point in the other way, and the arc. The last one I just show you. Okay, we are not interested in this roof at the moment. However, along with the walls, we have also developed extensive diagnostic messages in version 18, which I would also like to quickly show and examples of how to work with them. Okay. I prepare some project for you. This one, okay. I have prepared this, which, as you can see, has a whole spectrum of diagnostic messages and no automatic rooms. Okay, I go to the construction and hide all walls, so I don't have automatic rooms on the lowest level. The diagnostic most often occur when due to no precision in design process or not good enough underlays from architects. Keep in mind that you can meet them, but they are very easy to remove, and the program inform us. First, remove the errors. Okay, and the first one, incorrect wall dimension or shape enable proper connection with other walls. I go to the 2D editor and simply click, and we can remove this wall. Okay, in this way. After removing the error, you need to calculate the building structure because another error may be covered by another. Okay, you see. Overlapping walls are incorrectly connected walls. Look at this. The first one, the second one, we remove such a wall. Okay, and again I make a building structure calculation. Okay, now I don't have arrows, but I don't have automatic rooms. The next one, wall edges are close to each other but not connected. Okay, we could simply connect these walls. Okay, the next one, wall does not touch another wall, roof of ceiling. Okay, I go to the 3D. Maybe I change this one. Okay, yes, and look at this. Here we can see that slab does not touch the wall. this message also diagnoses roofs. It also shows when the walls are not fully covered by horizontal partition. I simply go to the 2D editor and move the slab. Okay. And the last one, incorrect wall shape has been detected. Try to correct or remove it and draw again. I delete it or modify. Okay. I do building structure calculation to check the project. Okay. And now you see the automatic rooms. Another competitor is the new correction of wall geometry tool. Okay, it's a powerful tool that can correct walls and thickness. I think that we will discuss them more closely in the next Edu materials. I will use this tool to automatically correct this wall. Okay, so correction, correct wall thickness, connection, and correct angles of the walls. I go to maybe 5 and look at this effect. You see? After calculating building structure, I can show you how the automatic rooms is the result of the partition. Okay? This is a quick demonstration of what you can meet while working with InstalSystem 5 at stage of already generated partition. Okay, we are coming back to our project. After get automatic rooms, we insert the hole in the slab element to generate a multi-story room. Okay, the first one will be in this place, and the next one will be in this place. Okay, and then we have a hole in the slab, and after insert and calc building calculation, we have this effect. Okay, we have this effect. We will be able to do the same thing for rooms for the hole in the wall element. In the data table, we will check that we want to connect these rooms, but we must remember that manual rooms cannot connect in this way. Okay, the next stage will be inserting windows, doors, and roof modeling. And here we've prepared another sample for you. It's this one. Yes. Okay. This is all done in our program. We will start with windows. As you can see, this building structure can be very attractive. Each of these elements can be defined in data table. Okay, in this one, although it's not an architecture program, here an example of Windows recess. I can click to the roof, hide in 3D view, and look at this. We can, of course, create a window recess as a separate element. Okay, that's the Windows. The next story, this one. Here are some examples of doors and garage doors program. For example, sliding doors and the wall openings. we can set everything in the data table. Okay. The next one is construction beams. Important if we arrange something on the ceiling, the program that sees that there is a wall here, so it may be easier for us, okay, to arrangement some maybe production hall. And for the end, this one stairs. This is not an independent element in our program, but it can be created using partition. Okay. Okay, that's all the spectrum in our program. We come back to the our editor. So now I go to the last level. We work with the roof. We can give the data in editors or determine the roof slope if we know it from underlay. So maybe I go to the medium, and when I go to the roof, I can define the level in editors or by the slope, for example 15. Okay, we will create a roof for the last floor divided by into 4 parts for our main roof. We can do it with the add roof edge tool. Okay, first one, the second one. Okay, and I can change the levels on editors, for example for maybe 7. Okay, it's important that we do not shape vertical partition. Only the roof automatically cuts them. Okay, here we can give this data, of course, on also on a 3D view. Data specified to roof, for example, slope. Okay, and when we calc building structure, look at this effect. Okay, and I present all the walls. We do not nothing about shaping vertical partition. It's important to correctly define this value in for the last floor, this value at the beginning in stories management. Okay. 0 level insert doors and windows is very simple. We just put it on the wall. Okay. I will not put all these elements because of time. It's important that each of element has the possibility of declare position using the editors. The window is inserted in the same way. Okay, I hope that this is clear for you. This is an edit work, and I think we will go next. We left a very important thing in aspect of full building structure. Maybe I go to the 0, okay, and let's show a new window, the project browser. Okay, this one and this one. Okay. Here you can see all the rooms. Okay, the first one will be numbering the rooms. Of course, you can do it manual in data table. I will do it only for the first, for the one floor. Okay, symbols assignment. I'm looking for the 0, 1 and 1, 2, 3. We have this room together, so I go to the 4. This is 5, but it take the number from the room below. So I go to the toilet, double click, and 7. Okay. Now I can change this symbol manually to 0.5. Okay. I can change the room type here. The project browser allows you to navigate the project very easy, so I can change. For example, it's this one. Okay, that's the next one. That's maybe bedroom. Yeah. Yes, it's a living room, and that's a garage, but maybe it's other. Okay. And the last thing is building units. Okay. They are set up automatically, 1 unit per 1 level. It's important to you to set them in program by yourself. Okay, so the first one, the second one, the third one, okay, and just delete the rest. Okay. All rooms on this level are assigned automatically, but it's important to you to set them in the program because building units is an element that controls as ventilation airflows. As part of building units, this balance is made different. Okay, and now this is a correct created building structure that I can use to make the heat load calculation. Okay, and I think this is this will be material for our next edu materials, how to make the thermal calculation for such project. Okay, and this is for this project all. Okay, and finally, to make fun and work with our program, I will show you what roof cases we can design in our program. Okay, for example, the first one. Okay, these are simply doormats that we insert with this icon. Okay, roof and dormer. This is a dormer. Sorry. Yeah. We use them to model the roof, which automatically generate walls under this dormer roof. Okay, detail how to create these things in our help system, but I have the second project for you. For example, this one, it's more complicated. Everything is possible in our program. Okay, I go to the top floor and you can see how to make this kind of roof, and it's together with dormer. Okay, it's a roof and that's the dormer. As I said before, details on how to create these things in our help system. You can find it on I think this place. When you go to our help system, you can find creating of roofs with different construction. I have the second project for you. Yes, an example of production building. All this is created in our program. It's about, I don't know, maybe 10, maybe 15 minutes work in InstalSystem 5. And for the end, I have some example. I need to find this one. Please give me a moment. Maybe I open the project, go to the IFC. Okay. And here I have the example of project made in IFC format, which is the building information modeling format, and external program and imported into our program. Please wait a moment. Yes, opening project, please wait. Okay, and now I go to the 3D view, construction, and look at this. Maybe I hide all the walls in 3D view. We doesn't need the diagnostic. We are working on improving this module IFC, but such things are already possible in our program. It's also an element of the building structure that can be used for heat load calculation, and as you can see, for example, for installation design. Okay, I can change the visibility. This one, not the stories, the second. Yes, and you can look at this one. You can design the installation and calculate the heat load calculation on the IFC format at this moment. Okay, that's all for the moment. Maybe not the hour, but just gone. I'm checking if there are any questions from you at the moment. So we go to the last section, question and answer. Okay. Okay, I will check our chat now. I have the question, the first question from the Polish name is Krzesimir. Okay, the question is, can pipe fits be drawn manually? Yes, you can draw pipe fits manually, but maybe in the next webinars we talk about the new feature in our InstalSystem 5 about pipe fits route. It's the some kind of automation, but you can of course draw the pipe fits manually. How you can do it? To the editor, go to the flow, and you can just simply insert, supply, and return. So in InstalSystem 5 you have the two different ways. You can draw it manually or create them automatically by pipe fits route. Okay, I will check our chat now again. Okay, I don't see any question. Okay, so okay, I have the yes, I have the question for Messia. If there an possibility for an heated floor system to increase the amount of watt per meter? Yes, you can. You can do it. All this information you can find in our help system, how to declare this one. For example, design of radiant floor and wall installation and the heating and cooling zone. This is a very wide topic about how to create the installation in our program. So maybe it will be the next topic of our webinar, but you can of course you can increase the amount of watt per meter. Yes. I have the third question from Krzysimir. Cooling load calculation. Will it be available? Okay. Yes, we are working on it. It's a project that we want to show for you maybe in the next year. I don't know exactly, but we are thinking about to make the full cooling load calculation, and now you can don't could do the full cooling load calculation. Okay, I have the next question. Could you show how to use heating load calculation from the version 5 from version 4 in our program? I think that it will be the topic of the next webinar. Okay, we don't want to talk about the heat load calculation today. We have prepared the full building structure, and this project will be continue in the. I think that it will be the next webinar, and we talk about heating load calculation. So if you have this kind of question, we talk about in the next webinar. I have the next question. When I make the building from IFC and the architect changed it, can I import and change my building from new IFC? Okay, I understand that the architect changed the, for example, the one wall. The IFC format in this what you saw, it's the prototype form. I don't know exactly how it works now, but I think that in the future, of course, it will be possible. Okay. Okay, Marco is asking, are you going to send us video of this webinar? Of course, you will find this webinar on our YouTube channel. So after this meeting, please check InstalSystem 5 webinar, and this is it will be the next material from us in our on our channel. Okay. I don't see any new questions, so I think that's all we've prepared for you today. I'd like to Thank you for being at today's webinar about building structure. I hope that part of the information will be useful and the development that we make from publication to publication is received in a positive way. This webinar will of course be on our YouTube channel, as I said, in the next days, maybe today, maybe in Monday. Once again, thank you very much, and I wish you strength and health in the last times. Thank you also for the question. Have a nice day, weekend, and see you soon.